Before I begin, I would like to note that hopefully this video does not upload to YouTube sideways, but I am performing my video in this manner so that my audience can see more of my body than they did in the last video. Okay, for this assignment, Dr. Cicchetti would like us to discuss what our class of 17 should do with the $340 we collectively put into a pot by giving $20 individually. There have been several arguments tossed around by my fellow students as to what we should do with this amount of money. I plan to discuss these in my video as well as refute them as to why they are incorrect and propose a more reasonable argument of my own. Some students have said that we should donate this collected money to charity, but what I would like to note is that we all as individuals have different passions, and it's very unlikely that a majority of us will be able to agree on one passion we feel strong enough about that we will be able to donate such a generous sum of money to one cause that some of us might not be too passionate about and too into. Additionally, we would have to do some research if we decided to pursue this option. We would have to check exactly what percentage of the money that is collected by this charity actually is employed in charitable works. For example, Susan G. Komen usually uses about 80% of the money they receive to fundraise for more money instead of actually helping breast cancer survivors, as they claim is the main goal of their charity. Yet clearly, with 80% of the money being used for fundraising and workers in the company, this is more about profit rather than solving a pressing issue that people are passionate about. So it's good to note that there are many charities out there, but there are not that many of them that are reputable and truly focus on charitable work. It is a universal fact, additionally, that people usually want to decide what to do with their own money. Why have there been private donors in campaigns, to charities, to universities, to institutions? It is because individuals have cared about this certain cause, passion, institution, or establishment. This is why a lot of people are opposed to taxes and big government per se. They feel that they should be able to decide what to do with, if not all, at least the majority of their money. It is going to be very difficult for a class of 17 to find a majority that will agree on one simple charity we should delegate all of our money to. Another proposal I would like to discuss is the idea that we should have a raffle to allot the money to one lucky winner of our class. This will clearly be unfair to a majority of the class. 16 people will feel violated, like their money was stolen from them. And the minority who does not go with this proposal will feel robbed, almost. They will feel like this was their rightful money, and this is one proposal that, since it goes to one person just by chance, it will therefore make people even more emotional about having to give up their own pocket money. Statistically, it will make 1 out of 17 people, only 5.5% of our class, happy, which is just not a desired outcome. Clearly, that is not a majority. And additionally, let's look at the logistics of this situation. We are essentially gambling money in a classroom establishment, and I could not find specific regulations in the Centenary Handbook on this, but I would imagine that Centenary would not like to encourage gambling in its classrooms much less on its campus. So we really should try to not dip our toes into violation of our beautiful university's policy. This is just an embarrassment to our institution to even suggest something of this magnitude. Another proposal that was brought up was the possibility of actually helping out our wonderful college. We could use the money that we have collected to help Centenary's Book Bazaar. But this, yet again, harks back to my earlier argument. Different people are passionate about different parts of Centenary. It will be very difficult to get 17 people to agree that this one cause needs to be something that we all donate something to. The Friends of Centenary had over 80,000 books at the Book Bazaar this year. Clearly, they have extensive resources, volunteers. As we all know, we love Centenary, and it is a very old establishment. It dates back to 1825. There are many, many people who love Centenary and will always be willing to help it. And they will always be willing to give their resources. And clearly, this is just not a cause that would need the most amount of resources right now. It is something that is doing perfectly well as it is, and to be honest, our amount of money, though it may seem large to us, in this situation, $340 will not make or break the Centenary Book Bazaar. Now, I would like to propose my own situation. My proposal is not unfair. It will suit everyone's individual needs. It will statistically make a higher percentage of people happy than certain proposals, as I know that more than one of my peers feel the same way as I do from talking to them. My proposal does not encourage risky, addictive behavior or possible potential violation of Centenary policy. My proposal will allow everyone to have their own true freedom in the dollar votes they as consumers make with their money. My proposal is simple. We should give everyone back the money that they put into this pot. There is a time and a place for charitable actions. And let's face it, if you really want to call what you do charity, you cannot be guilted into giving to one cause or another. You have to truly feel passionate about what you're doing. Throwing money at a cause and saying, oh yeah, those homeless veterans, they sent me something in the mail again, they sent me stamps, I gotta send them $50. That is not true charitable action. Your heart has to be in what you give. You have to feel passionate. And if you don't feel passionate, you're probably not going to want to give your money anyway. So, in conclusion, we need to give everyone their money back because reluctantly feeling guilted into a cause such as donating to charity or putting your money into a raffle or using it for an event that clearly has most of its needs met and will probably end up getting its needs met in the near future is not something that we need to focus on. We all have our individual passions and we all have our individual feelings, and what we do with that $20 really shows what our passions are. But collectively, I do not believe that we will come to a conclusion on one passion we can all feel very strongly about that actually needs our help. Thank you.